Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. If you've ever wanted a place where you can catch up on the latest global events, hear stories that really matter, and understand what's happening in our world in a way that feels real and personal, you're in the right spot. Today, we're going to talk about something that has captured the attention of people all over the globe, something that is powerful, emotional, and incredibly important. The recent protests that have been shaking Iran to its core. These protests didn't start overnight. They've been building for years, fueled by frustration, courage, and a desire for change. Every street, every city, every voice matters in this story, and understanding it means listening to the people at the heart of it. Across the country, men and women from all walks of life have taken to the streets, standing together for freedom, justice, and the right to be heard. And while headlines sometimes make events seem distant or abstract, the reality is raw, personal, and full of emotion. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that speaking your mind could put your life at risk. Imagine the fear, the courage, and the determination it takes to march forward anyway, to chant, to raise your voice, and to demand change. That's what's happening every day in Iran. Mothers, fathers, students, workers, and entire communities are stepping into the streets, facing overwhelming odds, because they believe in something bigger than themselves. And while the situation is complex, at its heart, it's about people demanding dignity, respect, and the simple right to live freely. It's impossible to fully capture the bravery of these protesters without understanding the environment in which they live. The pressure, the surveillance, the restrictions, it's a heavy reality. Every action is met with consequences, but still, the movement grows. People find ways to communicate, to organize, and to support one another even under intense scrutiny. Social media plays a huge role in this, helping the world see what's happening and making it nearly impossible for these voices to be completely silenced. But beyond the fear and the tension, there's also incredible resilience. Stories have emerged of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Neighbors supporting each other, strangers becoming allies, and communities uniting in ways that are inspiring to see. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, human courage and solidarity shine brightly. And for viewers watching from all over the world, it's a powerful reminder that every voice matters, that change is possible, and that standing up for what's right is never wasted effort. What's happening now isn't just about politics or power. It's about human lives, dreams, and aspirations. It's about a generation saying they won't be silenced. And while the news may focus on clashes or dramatic moments, the full picture includes stories of hope, creativity, and the quiet acts of bravery that often go unnoticed. People sharing food, shelter, and support. Students teaching each other and finding ways to keep the movement alive. Families finding courage in one another. These details are just as important as the headlines because they remind us why this matters so deeply. Over the next few minutes, we're going to explore the timeline of these protests, the stories of people on the ground, and the impact this movement is having around the world. You'll hear about the challenges, the sacrifices, and the moments that make you believe in the strength of the human spirit. We'll also discuss how ordinary citizens from outside the country are supporting these efforts, and why global attention can make a real difference. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand what's happening, but also why it matters to all of us. Even if you've never thought much about Iran before, these stories are universal. They are about courage, resilience, and the desire for justice, things that resonate with people everywhere. And that's what makes this topic so important for anyone who wants to understand the world today. So stay with me. Let's dive into the heart of these protests, listen to the voices that matter, and understand the human stories behind the headlines. This is more than news. It's a story about life, courage, and the relentless pursuit of freedom, and it deserves to be heard, shared, and remembered. The spark for this wave of protest began with ordinary citizens who refused to stay silent. Their actions were simple yet powerful, speaking out against injustice, standing up for their rights, and refusing to accept oppression as the norm. Across cities and towns, from the largest metropolises to smaller communities, people began organizing gatherings, marches, and demonstrations. They knew the risks, yet the desire for change outweighed fear. One student explained how, for months, she watched her friends disappear for speaking up, but she refused to be silenced. She wanted to ensure that the voices of her generation were heard. This determination is what has fueled the movement, creating momentum that even the most oppressive forces have struggled to contain. In Tehran, the streets became a sea of people, a mixture of anger, hope, and solidarity. Every chant, every banner, every gesture told a story. Protesters carried signs not just demanding political change, but calling for dignity, safety, and equality. Mothers marched alongside their children, teachers stood with their students, and workers paused their routines to join a collective effort that transcended age, profession, and social status. Each person on the street knew that their presence mattered and that together, their voices could not be ignored. Yet the response from authorities has been swift and often brutal. Security forces have used a combination of intimidation, arrests, and violence to attempt to suppress the movement. Despite this, the protests have persisted, highlighting a key aspect of human resilience, the refusal to be silenced. Eyewitness accounts tell stories of people forming human chains to protect one another, of citizens using creative methods to communicate and share information, and of communities stepping up to care for those injured or detained. In many ways, these actions are as revolutionary as the protests themselves, showing that courage is not just about facing danger, but also about supporting each other in the face of adversity. The role of technology in these protests cannot be overstated. Social media platforms have allowed individuals to document events, share first-hand accounts, and bring global attention to situations that might otherwise remain hidden. Videos and photos circulate quickly, offering glimpses into both the bravery and the challenges faced by protesters. However, this access has also made the environment more dangerous, as authorities monitor communications and attempt to restrict online activity. Despite these